Hey guys. Alright, so we're going to do some recovery for the lower back. My roommate's boyfriend has a lot of lower back problems, and I gave him some of my massage blocks, and he's going to use them for the weekend, and I want to teach him how to use it. So, I have the double massage block, so it's got 2 trigger points on it, and I have the single one. I have a bunch of different sizes. You could use lacrosse balls too, but the reason why I like these is because they have the trigger point on them, which penetrates the tissues way more than just a regular lacrosse ball. Plus, the whole flat end of it keeps it in place so it doesn't slide away, and it actually triggers instead of pushing off of the muscle because the ball just makes it roll away. So what we're going to do is basically we're going to lie on our backs. So we're going to use the double one first. So if you have lower back pain, the double one's good because you're going to put each trigger point on each side of the vertebrae, and you're just going to lay on it. So you go whichever part of your back is hurting you the most. Okay, so if his is lower, you're going to go start right by your sacrum, so your lumbar vertebrae. And that, I just put a bunch of pictures up about the psoas and the anterior tilt. So with the anterior tilt, that's why I talk about all the time about having your pelvis tucked, because with the anterior tilt, you're hyperextended in your back, and that gives you a lot of back pain. So anything you pick up, anything you do throughout your day, a lot of the extra force is going in your lower back instead of in your abdominals. So that's why you got to make sure to do it right or don't do it at all. So again, come here, start with your lumbar vertebrae. You're going to position it right on each side of the vertebrae, and then just relax. So again, like I did before, I twisted my leg out. Move a little bit so you can see me better. So I like to twist my leg out because it actually triggers the muscle even more. So when you're doing the double one, start here on one side and just let it dangle, okay? You just let it rest there. I bounce it sometimes, but that's because I know how to control my muscles and I can completely relax. If you're guarding, if you're tense, you're not going to get that deep penetration of the tissue, so just relax and just let it sit there. So if you have back pain, you can do this for a good 2-3 minutes, okay? And then you can switch legs, fall out the other way, stay there for a couple minutes, and then vertebrae by vertebrae, go up. So I slide it up a little bit, and I relax. Again, slide it up, and relax. So the reason why I like these is because they're easy to use, and I mean, like I said before, I'm in graduate school, so I don't really have a lot of time to waste. So I use them in the car and I use them in class. So I put them against the seat and I sit back into them. So anytime I'm in the car, every bump kind of pushes it in there a little bit more, and it really penetrates the muscle. So I love these things. I usually don't sell things to people. I don't like being a salesperson, but when there's something that I believe in or that I think can help people, I really push it, or I at least give people the knowledge about it just so they can make the informed decision if they want to use it or not. So that's why I really like these. The smaller one, there's a bunch of different sizes, but right now I'm using this one, is more for finding an individual knot. So that's more for along the spine. You can actually turn this one sideways. So when I have a really bad headache, I turn it sideways and lay it in my shoulder blade. So you're actually penetrating 2 spots at the same time. But with the one, you can just go find those individual knots. So for lower back, you want to start really close to your spine, and then you're going to work all the way out along your love handle area. That's the scientific term for it. So again, you find it. Start with your knees bent. That's going to take the pressure off of it just so you don't hurt yourself and it's not too intense. So you start with it really close to your spine. Just let it trigger in there. Feels so good. Massage well. And then if you can relax, you can tip out your leg. And then little by little, go along your iliac crest or your love handle region, all the way out to the side, okay? And your lower back pain can even come from in your butt too, so you can get some of your hip rotators as well. And you just let it sink in there. And it does everything on its own, so you really don't have to work. It just basically does it on its own. It's going to bring blood flow to that area, It's going to hydrate that area, because anytime you bring movement to a synovial joint, the synovial fluid replenishes and it nourishes, so it gives nutrients to the joint. So any kind of movement, if a muscle is tight, it's locking that joint, so there can't be any movement between the vertebrae. The vertebrae want movement because then again the synovial fluid, which is basically like lubrication, comes in there and it nourishes it and it makes it lubricated, so then when you go and bend and move, you're not grinding your cartilage every time. There's actually lubrication, so your joint stays healthy. So keep your body healthy. Recovery is the most important part of your workout. The more length you have in your muscles as far as keeping knots away, the more powerful your muscles can be. So it's a length-tension relationship. It's part of what we're learning in school. So keep your muscles long, keep your muscles strong. That sounded really cheesy, but for real. Do it right or don't do it at all. Lower back pain, let me know if you have any other problems. I'll make a video for you. Bye.